Hi guys, and welcome to Askmiki for Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. You know, ever since I started doing this live, I am getting some real humdinger letters that I never ever received before. But you know, we are in difficult and weird and creepy times. Just ask my polar bear. He's staying up there because he doesn't want to jump off and go back into the world. He wants to hide on the top of my polar bear baseball cap, make little tracks on my head. Yeah, I'd want to hide up there with him too pretty soon if this keeps up. Anyway, got my paper slip of affirmation, got my paper about my story. And I'm going to read this to you because this one kind of blew my mind a little bit too. Short, sweet, but scary. Okay. Dear Mickey, I am a guy who is 26 years old who has been dating the same girl for almost 4 years. Our relationship seemed happy and content the first 2 years, but it seemed to kind of get a little off track within the last 14 months or so. She seemed to become more self-absorbed, more into her and what she needed, and not into being a couple anymore. So in other words, if she needed something, she had to get it first. There were other incidents where if we needed to go visit each other's family, her family came first, whereas before it was cooperation. So it became sort of a one-sided street, but I persisted and tried to fix it because I really loved her and still do. But now I have to make a decision because of something really bad that happened between us. Okay, here comes the really unusual bad, I'm going to call it. Because I actually read this like more than once and was like really not cool with this story. So, because I found it actually hard to believe, but it's for real. Like I actually emailed the guy back and he does exist. Okay, so a few weeks ago, my girlfriend had the sniffles and she came home with the sniffles to her house. And I said, hey, are you okay? Because I was worried about all the COVID that's going on around there. And she was like, I'm fine. Something just bothered me at work. The smell of something irritated me. Okay. We'll buy that. So she went home to her house and I stayed at my place. And then within it, the next day, she called me to say she was really sick and going for a COVID test. Okay. I said, great. Let me know how it goes. So she said, I will. Anyway, she went for the test. And then she called and asked if she could come over to my house. I said, sure, what happened with your test? She said, oh, they don't think I have COVID. They're pretty sure I don't. And, you know, they're not worried about the test. So I can come over. It's probably just the common cold. So I said, yeah, sure, come over. Okay. Well, she came over. She stayed at my house. She fell asleep on the couch with me. And then her phone rang at 7 in the morning. It was the health department calling to say she definitely had COVID and her test scores were through the roof. And they asked her if she was home isolating like they had told her to be. And she lied and said yes. Sitting right beside me. She lied. Needless to say, she gave me COVID. Now I can't go near my family. And when I said, well, since we're both have COVID, maybe we should stay here together and take care of each other. And she said, are you kidding me? I'm going home to be taken care of by my family and stay in the basement of their house. You're on your own. What shall I do? I am dumbfounded. I cannot believe she did this to me. And I am heartbroken. Signed, help now. Okay. Seriously? Okay. This is a for real story, guys. Like, I actually had to double check this to think that somebody would actually do this to somebody knowing that they were sick. That's kind of like somebody who actually knows they have like herpes or AIDS lying to you and giving it to you. You know, there's laws against that kind of stuff. And I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody gets affected differently from this thing. And some people get it as a sniffle. Some people get it as a headache for the day. Some people who are young and healthy end up intubated on a respirator fighting for their life at 16 years old. So it's unpredictable, right? So you should do what people tell you, right? And stay home if you're sick. And you know what? I used to say that to everybody even before COVID. Like I had people coming to me saying, well, I think I'm coming down with the flu. I took the day off work. Can I come and have a reading? I'd be like, fuck no. Don't bring it here. I don't need it. I'm self-employed. I don't get sick benefits like you do. You know, keep your flu at home with you. You want a reading? Take it on the phone. So anyway, rant over. Moving right along. All right. So this is what I have to say to you, my friend. This is like an ice cream sundae that's had a scoop being put in it like every 6 months or every couple of months for a couple of years, almost a couple of years now. You said like 18 months ago, things started to change. So now you have a girl who just put the whipped cream and the cherry and the sprinkles on top of the sundae. Okay, which means you should have kind of cut out of this relationship when she was abandoning you on all other things like that weren't related to being sick and carelessly and recklessly coming and knowing that she could infect you and just didn't care. You know, but that's a side issue. Okay, that's just the cherry on the sundae. The bigger thing here is there's been me first, you last. Me first, you last. With your family, with your friends, with your projects, with if you need to do something for work or you need to work overtime, it's like, no, you don't. Say you can't because I want to go somewhere. You know, you gave me a whole big picture and a photograph of her. And I think that this relationship should have been over last year. And I think that if you take it back, God knows what will happen to you next time. This has got to be like the last act of, I don't care about you. I only care about me. I'm going home to be with my parents. You're on your own. So like if you fall over and need somebody to call an ambulance and you can't, what? What then? Okay? This is selfish. This is self-serving. This girl's vibe is all about her. Like I say, put the COVID issue aside. It's been that way for a while. It's in everything like a toxic swamp. You can do better. You are done. This is now truly over. Leave it over. Get yourself well if you're not well yet. Get yourself back on top of your game and move on and look for somebody, you know, who will live up to that little story if you ever decide to take the big plunge, you know, in sickness and in health and for better and for worse. Yeah, that one. Okay? So I wrote you an affirmation because this girl can't live up to any of it, not even his girlfriend. How the hell is she going to do as a wife? Okay. More scrap paper. I'm so bad. Okay. The person who abandoned you in your hour of need is the person in life that you should always heed. And that doesn't matter what somebody abandons you on, whether it's sickness or whether it's support that you need, or whether it's encouragement. If they abandon you, you don't need them. This will be written in my book later. Anyway, that's it for Ask Mickey for Thursday. Get ready for Friday, guys. Okay? And if you want to send me a letter, it's rockandrollmedium@gmail.com, spelled ROCKNROLLMEDIUM. And if you want an appointment, all you have to do is call 416-537-5955 or 1-877-ASK-MICKEY, and you can get any or all of the above. And you can send me a message on Facebook if you want an appointment. That way too. Sound good? Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. If you want to get a vaccination, get one soon. If you don't and it's not your thing, do whatever else you can to stay away from this COVID Delta virus that's raging out there and taking the lives of too many people we love. That's it for today. And I will see you with special stuff on Friday. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.